For over 100 years, the Butler County Humane Society has cared for and placed into loving homes the area's abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Our No-Kill initiative was started in 2000 with a commitment of the board, our staff, and our community. As we are a non-profit, non-tax-supported facility, the BCHS is dependent on private donations for survival. We hope you enjoy this episode of Critter Corner and bring your entire family to visit us here at the Butler County Humane Society.
Angus, true to his breed's nature, is still bouncy and energetic at 4 years old. This means he would be more than willing to join you in any and all activities you wish to partake in. And although he's mostly on the move, he still enjoys your attention in less active ways. After all, what dog would turn down an ear rub or some snuggle time? Angus also appears to love every human he meets, kids and adults alike, but will have to be an only pet as he tends to get on the nerves of other animals. At around 1 year old, Callie has gone through much in life. Despite previously having a home, she had to be surrendered to the shelter when her family could no longer give her the care she deserved. At first, she didn't respond well to this transition, but now she has come to love the shelter companions and is a vibrant, spirited young cat waiting for a new family. Callie would fit best in a home with kids over 7, but enjoys the company of some other pets. Arriving to the shelter as a stray, 4-year-old Nikita was on the thin side. Now up to a healthier weight, she's ready to find herself a home where she can lounge around and relax. Only active on occasion whenever she's excited, she still enjoys going on walks, though her favorite thing is still to lie around watching what's going on around her. Though she's an extra large girl, she would do well with kids and some other dogs, but would do best in a home without cats. At 3.5 years old, Goldie lives up to her name in both color and heart, as she has a heart of gold. Most of the time, she enjoys lounging about with her feline companions in the socialization room, but is quick to greet you, coming straight to the door with a look that is asking to be held and loved. Goldie would fit well into most homes, with or without kids and other pets. Lovable Luna is 1 year old and in search of some attention. Greeting you with a tail wag so big her entire body wiggles, she can obviously make friends quickly. Once you greet her, she calms down for some snuggle time, or she's ready to play some fetch, depending on her mood, of course. Though amiable and outgoing, she would still do best in a home with kids over 13, but may get along with some other animals. Oreo is 1 year old and can be as sweet as the cookie he's named after. When he's in the mood, he can be quite the cuddler and purrs up a storm, but can also be rather rambunctious while play, darting around the room and play-biting his feline companions. Due to his excitability, he may do best with kids over 8, but would fit in well with most other pets, as long as they are also the playful type, so that they can keep up with his active nature. Bring the family to the annual Christmas open house at the Butler County Humane Society on Saturday, December 7th from 10 to 5. We will be offering refreshments, fantastic raffles, and great adoption specials. And do not forget to bring your pet to meet Santa and get a beautiful picture from 1 to 3. For any questions, please visit our website at butlercountymhs.org or call 724-789-1150. This beautiful 1-year-old boy, London, arrived to the shelter as a stray and ever since has caught the eye of many. For some, he startled them from his kennel because of his loud, deep bark, but he's won over many more once out of his kennel with his lovable personality and award-winning smile. Due to some puppy-like behaviors, London would fit best into a home with older kids, but may get along with other pets. With all the cuteness of a young chick is 8-year-old Chickadee. Calm and even-tempered, Chickadee likes to take her time getting through the day. Not one to rush, she soaks up every last ounce of love you give her and returns the favor with a quiet purr. While friendly with people of all ages, she isn't one to share your affection with other cats. 2-year-old Roman may not be a mighty warrior. In fact, he's quite the opposite, as he can be a real lover. But he certainly has the large, muscular build of one. Despite his size, he gets along with other animals, not playing too rough with one smaller than he is. But since he's been known to jump up from time to time for affection and kisses, he would do best in a home with kids over 3, so he doesn't overwhelm them. With a name as beautiful and regal as she is, 2-year-old Aslan is hard to ignore. Although she is petite in stature, her personality and attitude are quite grand. Calm and gentle, she doesn't mind being held from time to time and will occasionally chase around a toy or two, though she is picky about what she'll play with. She is often seen perched atop cat trees in order to survey her kingdom. Aslan will fit well into most homes. 3-year-old Scooter came to the shelter as a stray after being found tied to a mailbox. While no one knows how long he was left there, it must have been some time since he was rather skinny upon arrival. Now in the care of Butler County Humane Society staff, he is coming around very well. Not knowing what to do with the toy at first, he is now carrying around stuffed animals and chasing after tennis balls. Still unsure from time to time, Scooter would do better with calmer kids but would do well with other dogs. In contrast to his name, 4-year-old Peanut is an extra-large cat, just looking to lounge his way through life. While he gets along with other cats and their company seems to get him up and moving some, he still seems to prefer relaxation time over playtime. That's not to say he doesn't like to play at all, but given the choice, this big boy would likely pick a kitty massage over chasing a toy or other pet. Peanut would fit well into most homes, especially one where he can lounge in a patch of sunshine. At 5 years old, Buddy isn't slowing down at all, especially if there's a tennis ball in the vicinity. Once that ball is thrown, it's almost non-stop fetching for as long as his energy can last. After his fetching spurt is over, he settles in, wanting a bit of affection. Buddy gets along with some other pets, but would do best in a home with older kids so the whole family can join in with games and fetch. True to her name, 6-month-old Spook can be quite timid at times. Often she is seen darting under the cat cages whenever someone first walks through the door, but given a moment to adjust to your presence, she will gladly show you what a true lover she is. Her favorite place is wrapped up safely and securely in your arms for a nice cheek rub or thorough brushing. Spook would do well with some kids but isn't super fond of all other animals. 3-year-old Brittany arrived at the shelter with a wound across the back of her neck, showing she had a rough time as a stray. Understandably, she was very timid and cautious, wary of all the attention she was receiving from staff. Now, Brittany has come out of her shell and is much more willing to meet new people, but she would still do best in a home with children over 10, as long as they are not high energy, as they may startle her some. Bob, originally from a litter of 4, was the most laid back of his siblings. Now 1 year old, he enjoys romping around during playtime with his human playmates, but he definitely loves cuddle time most of all. Not one to mind a comfy lap, a gentle cheek massage will have him happily kneading your leg in no time. He would make an excellent companion for any home, but would rather not share you with another cat. Quite the looker, 3-year-old Ellie is as lovely on the inside as she is on the outside. She has a kind and gentle disposition. It seems like she was quite content just being by your side and receiving some TLC from you. True to her beagle nature, she has affection towards just about everyone she meets, kids and adults of all ages, as well as some other pets. Ellie is likely to fit into just about any home, adding plenty of joy and affection to your life. Rescued from another shelter, 2-year-old Samson was sick upon arrival. After some attention, medicine, and TLC, he is fully recovered and ready to show you what a great companion he can be. A bit on the shy side, he can be easily intimidated by other animals, so he may do best as an only pet, though he seems to be fine around kids as long as they aren't overly active. When shopping this holiday season, don't forget the animals of Butler County Humane Society. Here are some of our most needed items: canned cat and dog food, grain-free dry dog food, chicken and rice dry cat and dog food, Purina kitten chow, non-clumping cat litter, cat and dog toys, canned tuna fish in water, peanut butter, stamps, and copy paper. Originally adopted from the shelter, 3-year-old Bear returned when his family began going through a divorce. Since his last stay, he has packed on a few pounds, but that just means there's more of him to love now. Though he is treat and food motivated, Bear still enjoys running around with some other dogs, playing fetch, and going for walks. Despite his size, he would do well with some kids and some other dogs, but doesn't seem to enjoy cats. When Ivy first arrived at the shelter as a stray kitten, she was taken into foster care where she was nursed back to health and grew into a hardy cat. Now 3 years old, she is seeking a home that will allow her to adjust on all her terms since she was adopted and returned for hiding too much after a short period of time. If allowed a little bit of space and understanding, she will soon be hugging your shoulders, headbutting your chin, and giving kisses on the cheek. With more spunk and personality than his little frame can contain is 1-year-old Lenny. While in his kennel, he can come across as overly rambunctious, and it can take him a bit of time to come around to new people, especially some men. But taking the time to let him get to know you is well worth the wait, because the next thing you know, he'll be sitting in your lap giving you loads of kisses. Picasso came to the shelter as a stray and was very tiny for his age. Now, at 1 year old, he has become a full-sized, healthy young man. While he starts off shy, he steadily warms up to you and will start chasing around toys for you in no time. Due to his shyness, he warms up slowly to other animals as well, but has had several kitty playmates since arriving at the shelter, so he would do well with other cats. He would likely do well with some kids too, just as long as they aren't expecting a cuddler, as he prefers all 4 paws on the ground. Still young and learning, this 2-year-old cutie Reba has plenty of enthusiasm left from her puppy days. She loves to play and run in the fenced-in yards at the shelter. Once she burns off some of her energy, Reba is ready for some TLC and happily gives kisses. Though she didn't know much upon arriving as a stray, she already knows many of the basics and is continually learning thanks to dedicated staff and volunteers. But since she still has work to do, she would do best in a home with kids over 12. 1-year-old Kathy has grown into quite the lady since coming to the shelter as a young kitten. She was often seen keeping her litter mates in check when they seemed to be getting too rambunctious, but wasn't so stuffy that she wouldn't also join in to play when the mood struck her. Now she enjoys the company of a variety of other cats and people and has become quite the cuddle buddy, complete with loud purring. Kathy would fit well into most homes. Surrendered to the shelter whenever he rapidly grew to an extra large size is 2-year-old Jack. Not quite out of his puppy phase, his energy coupled with his quick development became too much for his previous owners to handle. Despite needing a bit of training, Jack has a fantastic disposition that makes the time spent working with him well worth it. Since he still has some learning to do, he would fit best into a home without small children. Calling out to you as soon as she sees you is 5-year-old Paige. As loving as can be, she will rub against your legs asking for some love. If her silent pleas are left unanswered, you can be sure she will start talking some more. Paige would do well in most homes, with or without kids, though she does not seem to like other cats, preferring to have all your attention for herself. A little bundle of personality and energy, 4-year-old Kenny is ready for any adventure you can imagine. A well-rounded man, he walks well on leash and has good doggy manners, and yet is still playful and lively. Though outgoing and amiable towards just about everyone he meets, his level of play will be best suited for kids over 10, as he can get caught up in play mode once excited. A handsome man of 4, Ryan knows how to charm. He boldly greets you with a headbutt and immediately looks for some love. With such poise and confidence, it's hard not to resist him. Even the other cats seem to fall for him, as he has had quite a few playmates during his stay at the shelter. Due to this, Ryan would likely fit well into any home with or without kids and other pets. Hope, at 6 years old, is a beautiful girl hoping to find herself a new home. Since arriving to the shelter, she has been nothing but sweet, gentle, and loving. She has many new friends, canine and human alike, and is making more by the minute. A favorite among volunteers due to how well she walks on leash, Hope would make an excellent addition to most homes. Middle-aged at about 7 years old is Flicker. While not always big on snuggling, she still enjoys the company of people and all that comes with your attention, whether that be a gentle chin scratch or a wave of a feather wand. Due to her rounded personality and fun-loving attitude, Flicker is likely to fit into most homes with adults and kids of all ages. 3-year-old Taser can send quite a shock to your system when walking into the kennel, as he is a big bark, but once out of the cage, he'll shock you with how sweet he can be. Though maturing, he is still rather active and enjoys running and playing, though he isn't opposed to nice long leash walks. Since he does lean towards the active side, he would likely do well with kids over 5 so he doesn't accidentally knock over smaller kids. This 4-year-old man, Jerry, is quite the handsome fellow with a face that's hard not to love. Starting off shy at first, he can be highly affectionate if given the chance. After a gentle cheek massage, you'll have him purring up a storm and following you around in hopes of more affection. Though still a bit nervous around other animals, he seems to have the potential to get along with them, as well as children. When 8-year-old Adelaide arrived to the shelter as a stray, staff couldn't help but wonder how anyone could let such a wonderful dog get away. Quite the popular lady among staff and volunteers, she walks fantastically on leash and gets along with people of all ages, as well as cats and other dogs. Though older in age, she hasn't slowed down much and still has more than enough pep in her step to join in any activity you could imagine. Mila had the good fortune of being found by one of Butler County Humane Society's veteran volunteers and spent a brief amount of time at her home. There, it was discovered that she is a bit of a lap cat in her, but only once she becomes comfortable with you. Since being at the shelter, Mila has become a bit shy once again, but after some patience and care, she is coming around once again to more and more people. With an air of elegance about her, Mila would make an excellent companion for a quiet home without any other pets, so she can receive your full attention, as she knows she deserves. Arriving at the Humane Society as a stray was a little overwhelming for 2-year-old Pitty Pat, but after settling into the daily routine of shelter life, she is slowly gaining some confidence, thanks to staff and the help of volunteers giving her some extra TLC. With those she knows well, she is the best lover around, snuggling and giving kisses galore, though she can still be shy with new people, making her better suited to a home with older kids. Beautiful and reserved, 5-year-old Judy came to the shelter as a stray, and she is more than ready to find herself a forever home. While she may be overlooked at first due to her initial response to strangers, she can be an excellent, low-maintenance companion once you have earned her trust. Once she understands you and you her, she will be a lifelong friend. Preferring to have all 4 paws on the ground, Judy would do best in a family with kids over 8. Here are a few safety tips for the holidays. Tinsel, lights, and some ornaments may cause an emergency trip to the vet's office if ingested or chewed by your pet. Be sure to not hang any potentially dangerous items on lower branches. Keep needles from live trees cleaned up. They can puncture a pet's intestines if ingested. Holly, mistletoe, and poinsettias are all poisonous to pets. Please use caution and keep them out of your pet's reach. Wrapping paper and string can cause intestinal blockage for a pet that may decide to eat it. Be sure to keep these items away from your pet. At 1 year old, Boone is very much a puppy in many ways. He's active, eager to please, and still learning all he needs to know to grow into a wonderful young man. Boone loves to go on walks, play fetch, and keep away, as well as romp around, though he has been known to cuddle from time to time. Boone seems to prefer to play with the lady dogs over the male dogs, but would likely fit into most homes with kids over 10. At 1 year old, Duncan is slowly exiting his crazy kitten phase and has become quite the lover. He loves being held from time to time and gives affectionate nibbles. While curled up in your arms, he will nuzzle your face and neck, purring loudly the entire time. But once he's down on the ground again, he's ready to run and play. Duncan would make an excellent addition to any home, as he enjoys the company of kids, dogs, and other cats. Arriving at the shelter with massive hair loss and an understandably nervous attitude, 5-year-old Maddie had a rough time fending for herself as a stray. Thankfully, she merely had a flea allergy that was easily treated. She also quickly overcame her nervousness and is now an outgoing, lovable girl who gets so excited to see you, her body wags along with her tail. Maddie would fit well into most homes, but is choosy about her canine companions. Even though he's a bit wobbly on his feet due to neurological issues, 6-year-old Hamilton still behaves as any other cat would. He purrs, sucks up as much attention as he can manage, and even climbs, jumps, and explores. He has been known to misjudge distances or trip himself up from time to time, but due to his go-get-'em attitude, he has quickly become a favorite among staff. As long as he doesn't get laughed at, he makes fast friends and would fit well into most any home, even one with kids, dogs, and other cats. Dutch is 2 years old and arrived to the shelter as a stray, so not much is known about his past. However, it is clear that he knows what he wants, and that's a new home. Strong both mentally and physically, Dutch likes to be active and challenged whenever possible. This can make him a bit much for younger children, so a home with children over 10 would be best. However, he would make a great companion if you are looking for anything from a running partner to a cuddly house dog willing to learn some fun show tricks, such as roll over and play dead. While she didn't show much of her personality at first, 3-year-old Felina is slowly showing her colors more and more. While she's a beauty, her true appeal comes from her personality. Though she doesn't like to be held for long periods of time, she's more than happy to give you lots of affection on all 4 feet, and even sometimes on your lap. Being such a lovely girl inside and out, Felina would fit well into most homes. Though he has a big bark, 2-year-old Luger can be intimidating at first, but he really is a sweetie at heart. Still active and wanting to play, he is often seen running around the fenced-in yards to burn off some of his pent-up steam. But once you join his game, he's all about you and getting some loving attention. Due to his size and activity level, he would do best with kids over 5. Felice came to the Butler County Humane Society as a stray. Staff discovered that she was already spayed, so she must have once been part of a family. While no one knows how she ended up on her own, she's moving forward and looking for the perfect home. During her stay at the shelter, she has understandably become picky with her people after seeing so many come and go, but she can be as nice and loving as the next cat if she approves of you, though since she can show some catitude now and again, she would do best in a home with older kids. At 4 years old, Shelby can still keep up with any activity you would like. She enjoys going on walks and running around the shelter's fenced-in yards, but has also been known to settle in for some snuggle time too, despite her independent streak. Due to her mellow attitude and even temperament, Shelby would do well with most kids, although she does not appear to like most other dogs, making her best suited as an only canine. This quiet girl came to the shelter as a stray over 8 years ago and is selective about her friends, both feline and human. When out of her cage, Allie is quite content to lounge and watch the world go by from a comfortable seat at the top of a cat tree. Although she keeps to herself, she has no problem with other cats and has been seen playing with a select few in the past. And if Allie decides you are trustworthy, you may be able to pet or brush her, though that kind of trust takes some time. Allie would prefer a quiet home with someone who understands that companionship and love can take time to build. Smokey was brought to the shelter at 3 years old. Before arriving, he had an unfriendly run-in with the dog, making him very shy. Though he's often seen hiding both in and out of his kennel, staff has seen more and more of his personality the longer he has been at the shelter, reassuring them that there is still a friendly boy hidden behind all those nerves. But this still means that Smokey would do best in a home with no young kids or dogs. As a senior dog, 8-year-old Okie knows exactly how he wants to spend the last half of his life, with plenty of TLC, R&R, and a welcoming lap to snooze on. Though he enjoys lounging around for a good portion of the day, Okie is more than happy to play with toys. He's even been seen throwing them around for himself during his kennel break behind the front desk. Due to his age and desire to go at his own pace, Okie would do best in a home with kids over 13. Still young in age, 1-year-old Mary seems to have an old soul. Not much of an active kitten, she prefers to seek out your attention. From time to time, she still acts her age and chases around anything with feathers, though she would rather have a welcoming lap that she can hop onto for a cheek massage or pampering brush. Mary would still do best in a home with older kids due to her occasional kitty diva moments when she wants some time to herself. 1.5-year-old Ashley has matured into a spunky young lady with a love of playing and socializing. She will greet you as soon as she sees you by calling out with a meow and by reaching out her paw through her cage door. Once out of her cage, she shows a lot of interest in what's going on around her in a friendly, outgoing manner, making her well suited for most homes.